Sup everyone, it's Starlights939. Today coming at you with the Memphis International Model Airport. I got a request from somebody recently. The same guy has also requested LAX as well as JFK, so I'll also be doing those model airports straight after this one to get all those requests done before I can move on to some other model airports that I have in mind. But anyways, Memphis, this airport I actually quite like. I have one kind of a bit of a secret. I've kind of admitted it in a couple of my other airports, but the truth to be told, I have 6 FedEx MD-11s and one one FedEx 752 on top of that. So this airport kind of suits me in some kind of way in terms of including all my FedEx aircraft, being able to show all of them off. I know that FedEx has, or will be using, FedEx also has 763s. I don't have any of those yet. I know that I should be really getting those, which are replacing the DC-10s. But at the moment, I only have my 6 MD-11s and my 1752. Also have a UPS aircraft over there. But yeah, anyways, I've done some cleaning around my room as well, so I can just have a better, I guess, like area to build the airport, just make it look a little bit more cleaner than usual. But as for Memphis, I think the design of the airport went well for this one. I didn't decide to do the Y-shape terminal at the end. The reason for that is because I didn't realistically have the width to do that. I mean, I did, but I didn't really see a point in doing that when I don't even have that many Delta and Allegiant aircraft. So I just thought, well, let's just keep the sort of similar terminal thing going here, where we have this kind of wooden strip here with a few gates that I decided to include. This is Concourse C, where we have American, United, and Frontier servicing that part. Down at the end there, which was supposed to be a Y shape, is servicing Delta and Allegiant. But I only have 4 Delta aircraft and 1 Allegiant MD-83, so I thought, there isn't really a purpose in doing that Y shape since I won't really be using it. So just decided to get one piece of my airport terminal set, put that at the end, which is double-sided and can host all the Delta and Allegiant aircraft that I have. Then for the other side, I thought, well, let's get a little bit more creative and let's add something that's a little bit more realistic in terms of terminals, just making it look a little bit better. So I got a different airport terminal that Gemini has released, and it also has a little sort of place where all the buses and cars can come drop off people and pick them up. So I don't have the airport mat for that yet, so I don't know. It's a little bit screwed up in terms of the airport terminals that I have and the mats, etc. But as for now, I just decided to put this terminal here, just have the gates servicing all the Southwest aircraft. So this is Concourse A, we've got Concourse B, and then C. And so I do have all 4 of my Southwest aircraft there, and then just have that connected to this main area. So then people would come into this part to service, the center of the entire terminal thing. So then they can access to B, C, A. And then over here I have the cargo terminal, like I've shown you. So just a little briefing there, and now we're going to move on to the aircraft, some of the routes that I've got. So we're firstly going to start off with the FedEx 752 over here. By the way, I've included all the GSC and all the FedEx, or all the cargo aircraft really, since that's really the main usage of GSE. At least if you have a limited amount and you're dealing with an airport that has quite a lot of cargo aircraft, just decided to put it with the cargo aircraft instead of passenger. So moving on, we have a FedEx 752 with non-stop service to LAX. Up next we have an MD-11 with a non-stop service to Guadalajara. Another MD-11 service to let's think here, Cologne. FedEx MD-11 non-stop service to London Stansted. And over here we have a FedEx MD-11 with a non-stop service over to Bogota, Colombia. We have a UPS MD-11 with a service over to Louisville. And we just have a hangar over here with an American 222 getting a repaint there in the old livery, as you can see. Another FedEx MD-11 non-stop service to Chicago O'Hare. And then the final MD-11 of FedEx just landing right now, and this aircraft is just returning from Oakland. So moving on with some passenger aircraft, just lining up, we have United Express CRJ 700. By the way, most of the aircraft that I noticed were sort of in the mid-range to regional aircraft, so you're going to be seeing a lot of narrow bodies, not really many wide bodies, except for the cargo aircraft. Moving on, we have United Express CRJ 700 with a non-stop service to Denver. Behind him, we have the Delta 717. This aircraft doing a non-stop service to ATL. And moving on with the terminal here, we have try to get you a better view of this guy. We have an E-145 United doing a non-stop service to Houston. And over here we have the CRJ-700 once again, this aircraft doing a flight over to Chicago O'Hare. And then another United aircraft. This is the A319 with a non-stop service to O'Hare as well. Over here we have the American sort of area, kind of half and half here. All of these are basically regionals. I have an E-170 over there, and then that's in the new livery, and then I've got this in the new livery, then I have two U.S. Airways Express aircraft. I'm not actually sure how many U.S. Airways, at least Express aircraft, have been repainted yet. I know for the CRJ-700s, they clearly are, but for the 900s I've certainly seen some, so I'm not sure if there are still many existing in the current U.S. Airways Express livery. Anyways, we have I guess I'm going to call this the American CRJ-900 with a non-stop service to DFW. We have the CRJ-700, this aircraft with a non-stop service to, let's think, Charlotte. Then here we have the CRJ-200 non-stop service to DCA, and then that E-170 I'll move on to later when I get to that side. Lastly, I'm just going to do the Frontier A319 non-stop service to Denver, and then I'll move over with those Delta and Allegiant aircraft over there. We'll get a couple of Southwests, however. We have a Southwest. All of these are 737-700, so I'm not going to say that for everyone, but we have the Maryland 1 737-700 with a non-stop service over to Orlando, and over here we have the Dallas Love Field 737-700. We have another one with a non-stop service to Orlando, and then the last one with a service over to Chicago Midway. So now I'm going to move over to that side of the airport so I can get you a better view from the other side. Alright, so here's the view from the other side. As you can see, we have all the concourses from this perspective, and then we have the cargo terminal at the end there. So, yeah, anyways, just pull off the runway is a American E-170. This aircraft came in from Chicago O'Hare. Moving on with the Delta aircraft. We have a Delta 737-800 non-stop service to Salt Lake, MD-88 with a service over to Atlanta, and then a CRJ-900 with a service to Detroit. Moving on, we have a Allegiant MD-83. For some reason, I couldn't find the horizontal stabilizers for this. I'm not exactly sure why. Sorry about the bad stabilization of the camera. I'm not exactly sure why, but I was looking around for it. For some reason, it must have just dropped while I was moving the aircraft for some reason. In general, I didn't actually break this aircraft. It just was unstable in the first place, and then it just dropped on the floor without my knowledge. I had been looking for it ever since, so I'm not exactly sure what happened to the stabilizers for this aircraft. Anyway, this is, this Allegiant MD-83 doing a non-stop service to Orlando Sanford. And that's exactly going to wrap up the entire airport. So, thank you very much for the request, man. I will be coming at you with the LAX and JFK airports coming very soon to be adding all my new wide bodies, etc. So, that should be a pretty big airport, and hopefully it'll be some fun. And I'm going to have parallel runways. By the way, I'll just give you a bit of a heads up. So I'm going to have parallel runways on that side. We're going to have one on that board. We're going to have another one here, at the far end. And then we're going to have two right here, just parallel right next to each other. And then the terminal's just going to be like one straight one there, and then we've just got little terminals on the side, just like LAX would have, just like the real LAX would have. So hopefully I'm going to make that airport as realistic as possible. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed all these boards and just how clean they or how much cleaner they are than normal. Usually this room gets pretty dusty since I do go on vacation, every now and then there are just tons of times when I just have too much going on and I just leave the entire airport as it is, or really just the boards as they are, and then the room just gets really dirty and dusty. So good thing I have done a cleanup, and it'll just look a lot more presentable than it used to be. But that's about it for this update, guys. Thanks very much for watching, and yeah, if you're interested in looking at or looking for somebody to do an airport, just leave a comment down on this video, and I'll be sure to get back to you on if that airport is feasible for my collection. And if you're looking for airports that I should do, or just stuff that you're not really sure what airports I can do, just check out basically every other one of my model airport videos, and just check out what kind of aircraft I've got. I do have a bit of everything. I'm kind of missing out on sort of Asian, European, and sort of Australian domestic aircraft. I don't really have many of those. Generally, all my European and Asian as well as Australian aircraft are really all wide bodies. So most of the airports that I do would really have to be based in the US. But anyways, thanks guys. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram for the latest, and I'll see you guys in the next airport update. See ya.